Ready. Play.
Yeah, there's people very high up in Ashe just going to their seats and the cameras are focused on them.
I think I've just heard some more Brad Gilbert advice.
Go on.
What up, BG here?
Wait, what else was that? Okay, I don't get what's happening.
I'm not quite sure what this is all about. Right now, there's
Brad Gilbert said it's free kids up there, but I'm not sure what. Yeah.
Again, he's a bit like a grandpa. Just sort of. Sometimes when my father's complaining about something, I'm like, it's no big deal. Just let kids be kids. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. I think Coco doesn't really know why.
I think they're bringing out the kids. Or is it just about people sitting down? Because there's still a lot of people sitting down. And it's obviously not a changeover. Well, it is a change of ends, but it's not a changeover. It's not an actual
maybe they
break.
let a bunch of people in during what was not a changeover.
Yeah, the supervisor is now on the court. Where's Muchova?
Oh, they're going to sit down.
What the hell is going on? Let's read Twitter. X, maybe.
I'm going to turn the sound up, maybe.
Oh no, is this a protest, really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they didn't make it as far as the court. So we do have a break in play right now. While we deal with whatever this issue happens to be, for those of you wondering why we've suddenly stopped commentating and why the scoreboard hasn't changed, there seems to be some commotion of some sort. Both players are sat down. Coco Gauff has a few bites of the fruit. I'm sure Ghosty, knowing how healthy you are munching away on a similar healthy food. Terry just says security. I don't know if Terry's barking out orders to get security. Hi, Anastasia. From This is Wild. Tell us what's going on, Anastasia.
Yeah, Terry, I don't know what the protest is about because I feel like they're probably not showing it on purpose, right? In order not to give publicity, but apparently there's someone in like one of the upper rows that's screaming and delaying play, but
Oh, Anastasia is there. I can see her video.
She is, because I see a photo from her, yeah.
Yeah. Cool, yeah.
And are these people that are protesting? I can't read on her photo what it says on their shirts, but I think they have like shirts with some text.
I just see Muchova getting some medical attention now, which presumably she wouldn't have been getting if the match had proceeded. Stoppage in play is all it says. Coco Gauff is going to practice some serves, albeit that she will be returning serve when we head back to the court. Three people on the upper level. So some people are, protesting whatever, but it'd be good to know exactly what is going on. But I think we're getting a bit of a basic point.
Can we start playing tennis again? What does it even mean, security is trying to take them out? I just read something like this on Twitter as well. And like, isn't security like just, they come in and they get the guys out?
Yeah, normally it's pretty basic. I mean, security tend to be big people. I mean, they don't go. They don't go. I tell you what, we'll have Leila Fernandez. You're in charge of security today. You get Mike Tyson, and
Yeah, I think this is a job that should be done in half a second. Really, you just
especially as it's 3.
Yeah, free per free. I think one grabs one guy, the other,
They're not
and
leaving
then that's how
willingly.
it goes.
They're trying. They're not leaving willingly. Well, yeah. I mean, maybe this is tennis, but let me tell you this: at other occasions, concerts, and
Yeah,
you don't get asked to leave.
I've been thrown out of a club, I guess, before.
I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not. And I would still argue that I was in the right, but they don't. That doesn't get right and wrong is not a question.
Yeah, exactly. I would argue
Mm.
that too, but the guy was basically threatening to beat me. So yeah, I
Exactly.
decided,
Yeah.
okay, okay, I'm gonna get out. And then a friend of mine actually came up to him and he asked, "Hey, what are you doing?" He didn't do anything, and he basically grabbed my friend by his clothes and he threw him out with.
Yeah.
So at
Yeah.
least I wasn't alone. That was
I think they
good.
call it strong armed. But yeah, we're still okay. So we're having a little look at where the location, at least. Do we know if it was actually a protest?
I'm just laughing at. Yeah, it is a protest of some sort, but yeah, I'm just laughing at Jake's comment.
What did Jake say? I missed it. Protesting. I know Muchova's been playing bad, but yeah, that is good, Jake. It would be even funnier if during the Lauda Siegmund match somebody protested about how long she was taking to serve. Well, while we're here,
Porno
please.
for Pyros? Is that a band that I just don't know?
What's that? Oh, I see. Oh, okay, from Jane.
That's a wild band name, if it
Yeah,
is the case, and it is the case, it seems.
I don't know who Cliff Drysdale is.
Okay, so it's former Jane's Addiction members. Okay, I did not know the band. Cliff Drysdale? You don't know Cliff Drysdale, really?
No, who's that?
He was a super famous tennis player in the 70s. And he is a commentator, and actually a very popular one. He is also old, and he does not. Yeah, like he basically doesn't understand anything anymore about tennis, about tennis commentary, and for example, when they do this ESPN or like round table predictions before slams, and before Roland Garros, I think it was maybe 2019. No, it was later, like 2021 maybe. He picked Daniel Medvedev as his winner and called him a clay court artist.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, respect to the guy for his career, but yeah, his
well,
opinions from what I read on Twitter, like his opinions often tend to be very inaccurate. I'm not saying in terms of like predicting stuff. I'm just saying the guy talks a lot of crap. He was the finalist at the U.S. Open in 1965, losing to Manolo Santana.
Oh, Manuel Santana.
Yeah, like exactly. The security should just be what? And Muchova is going off the court.
Yeah, Muchova's going off the court.
I mean, why can't they just?
I mean, if it's one person, I mean, as Victoria says here, why don't they just?
Yeah,
there's one guy who won't
exactly.
move. Don't say why security isn't lifting them up.
Have they chained him to the have they chained themselves to the
chair?
seat or something? I don't know.
I mean, of course, we had that situation at the French Open semi-final. I think it was between Ruud and Cilic in 2022 when somebody chained themselves to the net. They did it pretty quickly, and the questions were asked there about how they managed to get on the court, etc. But that was about a 5-minute disruption, I would suggest. We've already probably over 10 minutes. Coco is also leaving the court. Yeah, I'm... At the moment, there has to be. They cannot be that incompetent that they cannot remove an individual. They just can't be that incompetent. otherwise. But so there must be something. Maybe they've chained themselves or something, and they're shouting.
Well, I muted myself for a moment to get back to the conversation that Gauff had with her team, and actually she's saying exactly the same things. Like she's just saying, "What the hell are they negotiating? There's no hostage, so what are they negotiating?" And also she was asking Gilbert if she should leave the court, and he told her not to because she should be focused.
Well, she now has left the court, but that, to be fair, was 5 minutes ago, so things might have changed.
Yeah.
Since then,
but yeah, that's I cannot really find the words for this. Like, what the hell are we doing?
I guess there must be something we don't know, because it's just no way they could be that incompetent. There's 25,000 people in the stadium, and everyone wants one person to leave. Yeah, 25. If that one person is holding up 25,000, then they must be a pretty big individual. Mind you, this does remind me of an incident on a beach I once saw in Brazil, where a similar situation where there was one guy who was disagreeing with several people. That one guy, though, did bring out a gun, and in the end, the several people agreed with him. So that sort of calmed things down a bit, I guess.
Apparently, on their shirts, there's a it says fossil fuels something. I'm not sure what.
Okay, well, let me bring something to the party at least. A year ago, there was a lot of flyers around as you entered Flushing Meadows, just getting off the subway there. And they were handing out flyers against, I think it was against Chase, one of the banks that supports the Open. And these flyers were sort of decked out in similar colors to the US Open. It looked like sort of promo stuff for the US Open as such. But actually, when you read it, it was like, Chase should not be sponsoring this event, blah, 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 because of fossil fuel, etc. And those things got taken away. So there was some things going on last year as well, albeit not inside the venue, but outside the venue. And these people were also kind of being told to go away, and unknowing people were picking up these flyers or being given these flyers without even realizing, because they were quite forcibly removed as I walked in, and they were just being teared out of people's hand. So I guess something similar, but it's obviously being stepped up. Yeah, I'm sure I'm not aware of that. This reminds me of a beach in Brazil. Yeah, well, it just does, where this incident took place. It was with Argentinians and Brazilians who are not the best of times, best of friends at the best of times, but it was during the World Cup. And yeah, everyone's like, wow, and they're like, yeah, well, yeah, we do see your opinion. Yeah, we get it. I mean, of course, I'm putting words in the mouth of whoever was speaking, because it was a fairly flustered moment. The police! What, Ing and Stuart Copeland? They're the police. This is not a party. This is not like a bunch of teenagers that are drinking too much, and we've got to wait half an hour for the police to arrive.
Yeah. I guess that's how the rules, for the US Open probably work, right? They're just they just cannot get the guys out because they're afraid of, I don't know, some sort of law.
Maybe, yeah. That's
yeah, and they probably had to wait for the police, for Sting to arrive.
So curiously, we are reaching almost record levels of viewers right now, and we're not even talking tennis. I mean, we do have moments when we're not talking tennis anyway, but there's no tennis to even talk about, and people are tuning in for us for whatever reason. Hopefully we're keeping you entertained in the meantime. We've got Anastasia within the grounds. How far are you away from this incident, Anastasia? Are you quite nearby? Because she said the police have arrived. Yeah, it's just kind of amusing.
Yeah, not within their powers, says Ghosty, says Terry, but like, I don't know. I've been thrown out of the club before, and John has too, and no one cared about that,
Yeah, right. Okay, we are talking about different countries here, but listen, trust me, if I was in a club in the US too, and the bouncers didn't like me. I'm in big trouble for whatever reason. Okay, Anastasia's saying she's quite far from the incident, but clearly she's either seeing something or getting word. Yeah. Very bizarre. I mean, trust me, I know we may be in a different position to where we were a few years ago with this, but if I was smoking marijuana in a club in a state that didn't permit, let's say, I'm guessing Texas doesn't, I don't think they would. I don't think they'd ask me to leave, and then go ask me to leave again, and just sort of be polite, and then have to call the police, and then wait half an hour for them to turn up. At a venue where there's just a few hundred people rather than 25,000 as well. Very, very bizarre. Well, I'm watching some highlights from Muchova from her match with Castella right now.
They actually wanted to show the Muchova highlights from her previous matches while there's the break, because they want people to know that she can play tennis.
She's capable. For those of you tuning in, especially for the first time, do subscribe to the channel and also hit the like button as well.
Come on.
Jane has also been kicked out. Yeah, let us know in the live chat. Have you ever been kicked out of a club or a concert? Do let us know. And if you're happy to share the details, that would be great too. So Jane has been thrown out as well. She was thrown over at the shoulder of the bouncer and just dropped. Yeah, that was very similar. I've actually been thrown out of two events. One was a club and one was a concert. And both I was unceremoniously just dumped on the ground.
Ooh, dumped on the ground as well. That I actually did not get.
Yeah.
I did get pushed around to the door, but no, thrown on the ground. No, that I actually didn't experience yet. I have not experienced that yet. Hopefully, in the near future, I'll make up for that. Yeah. So the police is there, Sting is there, and why hasn't he sung "Message in a Bottle" yet? And made them go.
Well, don't stand so close to me. That might be the problem.
Don't stand so close to me.
There we go.
Every little thing she does is magic. Or maybe they're Russians. So then Russians.
He's also got an Englishman in New York as well. Don't forget, as a soloist.
There could be an Englishman. Yeah.
Could be the Brits to blame. Is that the players preparing to return to the court, or are they actually sort of getting further away from the court? I just don't understand this. Are they coming back on?
What's Twitter ridiculous. Say about this?
What's Twitter saying?
Probably that it's ridiculous. I'm reading that the protesters were actually protesting against Chrissy Everett and Pammy Shriver's commentary. That's what I'm reading on Twitter. I'm just telling that to you. I don't think that's true. That's probably not factual.
The players are so far from returning to the court. They're now in the gym, and I don't think it'll be long before they'll be getting on the exercise bike. Brad Gilbert sharing his words of advice with Coco right now.
Well, I see Pereriba on my screen as well, so let's remember to mention him.
Sorry, yeah.
I've made this a bit of a meme, but obviously we don't really know who's the more impactful character in there. Over 20 minutes apparently now.
It's been 20 minutes since they stopped.
Yeah, and apparently it's really just the security not willing to get involved in physical interaction with the protesters.
Well, if they don't become physical, we could be here for 24 hours because It's just
Are
weird.
they just gonna ask them to leave?
Just keep
But-
asking, can you leave? No. Can you leave? No. Okay, so that means because eventually the weird thing is, I tell you what's weird. In about 40 minutes or whatever from now, they will strong arm this person out. They will. So so we're just waiting for the inevitable. They will be strong armed out if they don't leave, and if they're not saying they will leave, within 3 occasions, which should be within 60 seconds. So you ask them, sorry, mate, you can't do this anymore. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Or, well, you should really leave. Okay, and then maybe if it gets resolved in the first 60 seconds, fine. That's all I can think of, Anastasia. They've somehow barricaded themselves to the seat. That's all it can be. Otherwise, this is just incompetent beyond comprehension. Yeah, of course they do, Terry. I don't believe any of this stuff that recent developments in the last 3 years mean that the police and security have no authority to forcibly remove people from a venue. If somebody is shouting, I mean, they did it with a guy yesterday, although he did seem to go, if somebody's shouting racist abuse, they will be removed immediately. Immediately. If somebody is threatening to kill somebody, they will be removed immediately. If somebody is even just being abusive through alcohol, they will be removed immediately. Okay, we're getting some more information now, Anastasia. Thank you for this. Apparently, he's glued his feet to the ground. Gluing your feet to the ground is how do you do it? But sorry, he's wearing shoes. Anyway. Oh no, Ghost is off on one now. Here we go. It doesn't take much to get Ghosty going, but here we go. Okay, so they've glued themselves to the ground.
Yeah, another great tweet that I have to read out, and I'm sorry, but I will have to read it out in its full, in its entirety. How much extra fossil fuels is being burned because of the twats? That's the feeling that I can relate to. Just give us tennis, But actually, I've also seen another tweet where some sort of environmental protest organization, which is actually called Extinction Rebellion New York City. Maybe they are the ones
I know Extinction
responsible
Rebellion
for this. I mean, they could be responsible for this. I think they actually are because they are responsible for this. They said no tennis on a dead planet. If we don't disrupt, nature will. And then they also said, we disrupted this tennis game because if the players want to play more tennis in the future, we need to tell the truth about the extreme dangers of business as usual.
I'm just going to maybe share some footage from within the stadium. From the journalist Molly McKelvey, who's just taking this. I've turned the volume down because there could be some colourful language. It probably doesn't give us too much, but this is very close to where the individual apparently is glued themselves to the floor. Coco, meanwhile, is still chatting to a team in the gymnasium. As I say, I think they might be getting on the exercise bike at some point to get them going. Is there anyone going to benefit from this, do you think? Potentially Karolina, Muchova?
No, it's a guessing game, I think.
Yeah. Brad Gilbert just handing her a towel, not an ice towel, just a regular towel.
Because of these fossil fuel protests at the US Open, these massive lights at Arthur Ashe Stadium will be on 30 minutes longer.
No tennis to report on right now because there is an incident in the stadium where apparently somebody has glued themselves to the ground. Again, that is unverified, let's say, but it's certainly seemingly far more difficult to remove this individual than you would normally expect. When the tennis will resume is anybody's guess. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 5 hours. I can't show you close-up photos, Louis, because I'm not that close to the action. I see both players now in the gym, it seems.
Yeah, John from Lisbon has a tough time getting these photos, but if we see anything nice on Twitter, we can show it.
Yeah, right, yeah. I mean, I can show you the current score and play suspended. I can, of course, share some things from Twitter to show you the score from their match in Cincinnati recently and also their paths to the final. Well, of course, all this is tennis related, but of course, none of us are here to talk about tennis. We're all here to talk about people gluing themselves to the ground. Let me see. What else can I find on social media? The point at which I got that done. That's the first set.
Yeah, they should just take make them take their shoes off and get them out of the stadium.
Yeah,
unless it's the actual feet, then they should come with a saw and cut off their feet. Or maybe just put some duct tape on them. You know, that would be good enough, because then they're not going to make any sound.
Yeah, talking about the scheduling tomorrow, Jake. Indeed, it's 8 p.m. UK time, 9 p.m. Central European time, and 3 p.m. local time will be the first match, Djokovic Shelton. Jamie Dubon will be there at that particular match as well, so hopefully we'll get some pre-match stuff from him. I'm just looking at Brad Gilbert again, pointing up at the top. Says 3 kids, get them out.
Yeah.
So I think I can see them talking to the individual involved in a grey T-shirt here. I don't know if this is live footage now. I don't think it is. It's from like 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
And it's still going. From what I can see, there's police in there. I can see Sting's face. Stewart Copeland, and what was the third guy's name?
Stuart Copeland, yes, that's the guy's name, yeah. And Sting have now made up. And yeah.
Yeah. Stewart Copeland, Sting, and the third guy.
Oh, there's a third guy, is there? I thought it was just a 2-man operation.
I'm pretty sure it was a third guy as well. Andy Summers, yeah.
Oh, Andy Summers, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Someone had to play the guitar.
I think Stuart Copeland and Sting did not get on very well at all, especially towards the end. And Stuart Copeland said he found him unbearable. I think maybe they were recording on an island somewhere, maybe one of their last album, and it was just like, no, I can't do this. And I think they barely spoke for quite a while. I think they might be on better terms now, but yeah. Okay, the protesters have been handcuffed, according to Terry. I mean, we are all relying on hearsay, but Sky is showing some wheelchair doubles. Yeah, he's now getting into that.
And that's good, yeah. That's what they should be doing right now, if the wheelchair doubles is actually still going on. Which I have not checked.
They could be showing it from earlier, of course. But
yeah, I would have assumed that most of outside court action will be done. But yeah, actually it is, and it's a pretty good match too. Yeah, Alfie Hewitt, Gordon Reed playing Stefan Ude and this Sanada, Japanese guy that I don't actually know the name of. Let me check that. Oh, Takashi Sanada. And I guess that's the only outside court match still going on. Let me check that, but I think that's true. Yes, indeed.
What a forehand. So Jake is suggesting. By the way, we've got lots of you tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. Do hit that like button. And if you are new to the channel, hit subscribe. We are needing subscribers. Normally we talk tennis. We are dipping into the wheelchair tennis at the very least. I would love to show this wheelchair match, by the way. But of course, YouTube and the power not like.
And it is indeed the feet, by the way, not the shoes. There's a photo going around on Twitter right now, posted by someone who is called Jack Chapchak, and it's pretty Chapchak, Ciapciak.
I'm going to try and find this picture. Jack. And surname again, you're going to have to repeat it. Sorry.
CIA.
Yeah.
PCIAK.
Okay, I've got him. CIA.
Yeah.
For his
His most recent tweet.
Yeah, I'm showing. I knew it was a guy with a grey t-shirt. Yeah. So there we go. People wanting to get the picture of the actual incident. There we go. Look at the amount of retweets and stuff. That's got more retweets than likes right now.
Yeah, this is really incredible.
Not the amount of. He's not wearing any shoes.
Yes, you can see that it's feet, so there's no option. They actually thought this through, you know. There's no option to get them out of the. Like there's no option for him to just take off the shoes. Someone is wonder what the exit plan was. There's no exit plan. That's literally what he wants to do.
Indeed. I'm a bit concerned as well because I only have 1.5 or 2 beers left. Yeah. Presumably with this stuff that you can use to. I mean, where on earth are they making and being able to buy this stuff? I mean, who is out there who's going, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to invent something to stick human skin on concrete. And anyway, there does seem to be a market for it, and this guy has bought into that. I do hope he's not going to do any damage to the skin on the bottom of his feet. That could be quite painful. But equally, if he's not saying or doing anything, which it doesn't look like he is there, but I guess at some point he was. And
yeah, he was standing and like screaming something, and that's why they even stopped in the first place. But yeah, maybe just put some duct tape on him. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's inhumane, and you cannot do it. I don't know. The Geneva Convention might be disallowing that.
Max, I didn't think you were a J-Lo fan. Honestly, we probably got double the audience we would normally have right now. Otherwise, I'd just play a bit of music and chill for an hour or two. But we've got so many people tuning in that want to hear our expertise on protests and people sticking themselves to concrete, which I just didn't even really know was possible.
We're going to try to keep you guys entertained because of that. Hopefully not for long, though. Hopefully it's just going to be the match.
Can you just throw some water down there or other things to loosen things up? I don't know.
They're probably trying that, I guess, but...
I must say, I'm not trained in many things. Yeah, exactly, Vicky. Yeah, we've got a picture of it here as well. I'm not trained in many things, but if I have got some expertise in something, it's definitely not how to deal with people or even talk about people who have glued themselves to the ground. So I do apologise. Throw hot water on him. It's one such. I mean, yeah, we are kind of. Yeah, I don't know where the UN stands on this. I don't know. Maybe they'll be putting out a statement pretty soon to share their thoughts on how we should deal with this situation. Maybe we should put a poll on YouTube as well to see if you guys can come up with something.
And the US Open account has actually put out a statement now, but it's a bit of a joke. NYPD are in the process of resolving a fan disturbance. Play will resume as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience. Yeah.
By the way, I've just tuned into Twitter, and that Jack guy, his his tweets at the top of my feed, even though I don't follow him now.
Yeah. Half the NYPD force has arrived at the US Open. And Nick Carter, our friend from Talking Tennis, says he's going to bed. Can't blame him. Although he also said that it's pretty clear after the first set that this match is in Coco Gauff's racket. I don't know where he got that from, but
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was thinking about sharing it, and then I thought, nah. Okay, apparently he's out now, so we may well be getting some resumption very soon, and at which point I'm sure half of our audience will disappear because they just want to find out what's going on with this protester.
yeah, that's probably going to be the case, but
it seemed like there were 2 or 3 others with him as well.
yeah,
but
they were not willing to glue their feet into onto the ground.
Probably as they went in there were probably 3 of them, and it was like, yeah, let's all glue our feet to the ground. All right, cool. And the one guy does it, and the other 2 are like, well, we don't all have to do it, do we? And the other 2, and then, well, I've done it now. I've done it. I've glued my feet. And they're like, well, yeah, you're doing a great thing. You're the one. You're championing the cause. Yeah. And then the other 2 are like, well, thanks for that. Anyway, we've raised our voice, and the other 2 now are back in the hotel, probably chilling, waiting for the whole thing to be resolved so they can watch sets 2 and 3. I'm curious as to how they did unglue him if they haven't done so yet. SpongeBob is an interesting suggestion. If they have got rid of him, it's still a while before the players are returning to court because they're still in the gym right now. I mean, it will obviously be fairly swift. However, they'll probably do another warm-up.
Yeah, it's probably the 5-minute warm-up right now, so...
I'm pretty sure they'll have another warm-up, yeah. Terry, they're giggling at certain suggestions as well.
The man has been removed 35 minutes since the protest disruption has begun. And yes, they got him out somehow. So I guess they just... I see a video of the policeman taking him out. So I guess it was just a matter of ungluing his feet. But how did they do that? That I don't know.
A lot of acetone, which I don't even know what that is, was used. Apparently smells like the fire department managed to do it. Okay, Zainab, thank you very much. By the way, all of you tuning in, please do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This may well help us get close to that 3,000 mark. Who would have thought that it would take a climate change protester gluing themselves to the ground to help do that? But there we go. All sort of things can help. Let's have a quick look. So many subscribers. Yeah, we've got another 10 subscribers since we've begun this chat, or maybe even a bit more recently. So that's cool. Okay, so good to know that the fire brigade were able to get things done. I therefore imagine I can see the umpire sort of readying herself to possibly return to her chair. And
yes,
fingers crossed.
Thank you to the great man of the New York Fire Brigade, and thank you for your service to professional tennis and to Coco Gauff and Karolina Muchova. Now let's just hope that during the second match there's not going to be a repeat of that. Another guy, another part of the stadium.
By the way, again, when you're a teenage boy or girl in New York and you're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a firefighter. Oh, good for you. Saving people's lives, running into burning buildings. What a hero. Yeah, I know. I just want to do my bit for the community. And if I can earn a half decent living en route, then all the better. Yeah, wow, good for you. You go for it. You achieve your goals. Then their first day is like, oh, right, guys, we've got an emergency. Yeah, what's going on? We've got to get to Flushing. Oh, no, Flushing Meadows. What's going on? They've got a tennis tournament. Yep. Someone's glued their feet to the ground. Day one.
Well, it is ridiculous, but now that we know the full story and the fact that he glued his feet to the ground, how do you actually remove that guy?
Yeah, I wasn't buying the they just couldn't forcibly remove someone because they can and they do. But there we go. I don't know how much of an involvement Brad Gilbert had in it. I seen him stomping up and down in the bowels of Flushing Meadows. Maybe it was Brad who finally got things done. I do get the impression that Brad is the kind of guy that would he's the guy who would turn up he would be that neighbor at a party. You've got a party, you're a neighbor of Brad's, and Brad won't just sort of ask you to politely turn things down. He'll just march into the living room and unplug the stereo. Cool. Thank you, Vicky. Yeah. Thank you as well for everyone, Anastasia, who I know is in Ash and among others, for tuning in and giving us some, as it turns out, pretty accurate info. This is great. And keep posting pictures, videos. And I look forward to your video tomorrow, Anastasia, as you weigh up day 11 from Flushing Meadows. And yeah.
And the players are back on court now.
Yeah.
So, Jake, you can get back from your wheelchair tennis adventure, unless it really... What? I mean, Ghosty, in this particular case, basically the story that we got, the pictures were not from the media at all, or just random fans. So,
Terry, one of the two incidents will be, I can reveal without too much concern, and that was just in a club where I think I had a drink on the dance floor. In the UK, they are particularly sensitive about this scenario, rightly or wrongly. In most countries, I think it's pretty much just an accepted given that you're going to go to a club and you're going to drink and you're going to go on the dance floor. But I don't know if Damien rocks the Polish dance floors. Maybe it was your bad dancing that you got thrown out for that time, Damien. We haven't got to the bottom of that. Anyway, that was the reason I got kicked out, and I was thrown out.
Yeah, mine, it actually wasn't that. Personally, I'd rather stay away from the dance floor. So basically, we just left a few times, and it wasn't even to get alcohol someplace else, because there it was more expensive and
Sure.
Yeah, it wasn't really that, but that's what the guy thought. And he threw me out for that reason. And he said something along the lines of, do you think I don't know what you're doing? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think you do. And yeah, that's...
Ghosty, he doesn't take much to get going. I wonder if my only thing is, Ghosty, will you return to the tennis? Because we're going to return to the tennis in a second, because that's what we're here for.
Well, we have the whole story of why the US Open couldn't get him out.
Yeah,
I don't really give a damn who funds them or how effective are they. I just want to see the match. I'm sorry if that's offensive to someone. I think
we've got to the bottom of the story, albeit it took a while to get to the bottom of his feet. I'm just disappointed, Ghosty, that you're not being regaled by our stories of being thrown out of clubs and concert venues. I'm a bit disappointed that Ghosty's still stuck on this Extinction Rebellion.
I generally sympathize with the cause, but not with the means.
Yeah. And by the way, I think Ghosty and I were having a rant about banks and the corporate guys that bring us these or sponsor these events. So there's just a bunch of people out there. Well, I did pose the question a little while ago as to who this may... oh, by the way, I can't really reveal the second one. The second reason, so the second one was... I can tell you a little bit about the second time I was thrown out. It was a Robbie Williams concert at Nebworth in 2003. Yeah, I thought that'd make you giggle. So 20 years ago, and I was thrown out of a Robbie Williams concert. There we go. And I was manhandled then as well. And I had two people pick me up by the arms. And they sort of opened one of the fences, if you like, and just...
Isn't this like a famous concert? Isn't this a concert that
super famous.
Received, released a live album of, right?
Maybe, yeah, because he did 3 nights.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he did 3 nights. I think about 120,000 each night. So it was kind of a record for the UK at least. And I think it still is a record in terms of of audience over a short period of time, because other people have played that venue, but they've never done it sort of back to back over 3 nights.
And you were thrown out of that. That's
but I got back in. So
okay. You got back in.
By the way, the support was awesome. There was a group called the Darkness, which were just sort of growing at the time. There was Moby, was a support act. Can you believe? Back then, he was pretty big and probably could have sold 60,000 tickets by himself. There was 1 or 2 other acts that I can't remember, but anyway, yes, it was a big thing. But that wasn't the end of the story exactly, because I just bought a ticket off the black market and went back in. I mean, you get thrown out of a nightclub, you're going to get recognised probably as you try to re-enter. 120,000 people, then you're not going to get seen. So, and I didn't pay a ridiculous price. It was like $50 to go back in, €50, something like that. So, the reason, by the way, I got kicked out is nothing crazy. It's not like I punched someone in the face, or I got in a fight, or I was, taking something illegally or something. It's rather innocuous, but I can't go into too much detail.
This is a terrible thing to do.
What, shares most of the story, but not the key bit?
Yeah.
Well, I think the viewers got annoyed with it too, because 30 or 40 have all buggered off. Okay, well, what is going on here in front of me? I came here for the climate protest. I didn't come here to watch tennis. We have got some tennis underway, and Muchova wins the first point.
Tennis?
There'll be all sorts of narratives. Tennis? Whatever happens from here on in, especially if Muchova does go on to win the match, there'll be all sorts of narratives that are built from this. Okay, Muchova here, 15 love. Forehand Karolina to the forehand of Coco. Keep going to that forehand. Okay, that seemed a bit more of a natural shot, to be fair. Slice there from Muchova. Forehand Karolina. Now she's on the forehand.
That's what I'm talking about. Coco Gauff, a U.S. Open champion. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my God. Look at her. Look at her. Oh. Oh.
Get up, Coco Gauff. You just won the U.S. Open.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.